Welcome back, terrestrials, to the top horror categories. This one is beasts, critters, something or another. We
Right.
gave the title to Arachnophobia. Jerry, did you see this when you were younger?
Yes, I did.
It creeped me the fuck out. I still don't like spiders. I love this movie, but I don't like spiders, and I think this movie is the reason why.
You think this is the reason why? Okay.
Possibly. What did it creep you out when you were young?
No, because I like spiders. Spiders, like,
Oh,
as
you're one of
long
those
as,
people.
yeah, I like when I was little,
Mhm.
like a spider could exist,
Yeah.
and a spider could I could see a spider and I'm fine.
Mhm.
As long as I had like my shoes on and I wasn't like in bed. Like if I was in bed and like I had like jammies on and I'm getting ready to go into slumberland.
Your
I saw a
Ninja Turtle
spider.
jammies.
Yeah, and I saw a spider on the wall. Motherfucker's dead. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm vulnerable. No, you
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
But
So that's kind of where I'm at with spiders. Cause like if I see one, I'm like, all right, you just be over there. I'm gonna be over here. Like, let's just chill. But if it crawls on me, I will freak the fuck out and I will murder it in the most brutal way possible.
if I'm prepared, I think I'm good. But yeah, this movie did not like. It was more of the intensity. I remember, you know, especially
Yeah.
because this was horribly advertised, in my opinion. We can get to that more
Yeah.
later.
The trailer did not sell this.
Right.
The Jennings family has just moved to the small town of Canaima.
Oh, Ross, smell that air. Oh, God.
But yeah, it was like it was calm. Like this is a new genre. This is like not a comedy horror.
Yeah.
This isn't an action horror or sci-fi horror. It's almost like a weak drama horror or like a Hallmark horror.
Yeah.
That's it. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Hallmark horror.
Search of a simpler life. It's the perfect place,
Goodbye, crime. Goodbye, grime.
except for one pesky little problem.
There's
Local
a
doctor
John.
moves to a new
Yeah.
town and
Yeah.
shit. Fucking yeah, John Hughes horror. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Because the scary things in the movie or what would be identified as horror are fucking horrifying to people with arachnophobia.
Yeah.
But if you kind of like just peel that back and shit, and it's just like, what the fuck am I watching? And shit,
Dude, that's the crazy thing because I 100% agree with you, but I also love it. I don't know why.
no, I'm not
Like,
pissing on it.
no, I know. But like, I really like that aspect of this movie. Like, if you
Yeah.
took the spiders out of this, it is a John Hughes movie about Jeff Daniels moving to a new town to be the doctor. The current doctor won't step down. And
Right.
then he's just like, man, let's get into the spiders. Because, all right, so a spider comes from Ecuador. It's a super dangerous, poisonous spider.
Right.
It breeds with a super dangerous spider here, makes a super, super
No,
dangerous.
it's just a regular house spider.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was just a regular house spider. He said
Oh, okay.
it didn't have sexual reproduction
Oh,
organs.
that's right.
The house spider just obeyed
Yeah.
and was able to kind of help the queen
hmm
like build her army.
Okay. What did you think of the use of the spiders in this? And question number 2, do you think that they found every spider that they used in this movie?
Okay, I'm gonna answer the second one first. Yes, because I looked it up like on the spiders.
hmm
Yeah, no spider was harmed. Every spider was recovered.
You could see fishing line tied to spiders in this movie.
There were some that had what's that stuff? Ticky tack that they hang up posters.
Mhm.
that they had like lines on. They are specially trained
The spiders
for
are specially trained.
they're okay. You know when Dan Aykroyd, do you know when John Goodman crushes the one spider?
Mhm.
Basically, he has no bottom of his boot. Okay. So they've trained the spider to react to water.
Mhm.
Okay. So it doesn't so it reacts to the water, it gets up, and then when he goes over to crush it, there's no bottom in that boot. There's a cup. Okay. It was about like that big, what would have been the sole of his boot. And the spider is trained that when the shadow comes over his boot, when it came over, it jumps up in the cup. It goes right in that cup.
Okay.
And then they
so-
pull back and it looks like it's been crushed.
Okay. So, bullshit.
Motherfucker, it was on. I read this shit. You know, they got everyone. Everyone was accounted for. He had a count. I guarantee that Wrangler had a check of how many spiders I have, and we will have the same amount of spiders because this was like the 90s. And oh man, if one of those spiders died, PETA would have been all over this movie in a heartbeat.
This was 1990. It was
Right.
5 to 10 years away from actually shooting horses on film in westerns. So no, they did
No.
not. They didn't. Them fucking spiders still live there. Like, I think that the use of the spiders, the angles and the way they got the spiders, probably because they talked to them and trained them and told them what they needed from them.
You train
And since
animals
they're
with scent and food.
and then since they're actors, right, all these spiders, they were like, we're gonna hit our marks, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So anyways, the way they flowed them up out of like the drains and the coming down and stuff like that, like that was the angles of all of that made it more terrifying.
Mhm.
So I think that they used it properly to make the spider interactions, except for the last queen battle in the basement.
That was
uh,
rubber. She was rubber.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there was a couple of times, like every time you saw that thing, it was rubber.
It
Like
was rubber.
um,
And then they had like close-ups, but they did use it well to make sure that, we have to show this big spider. We don't have like a huge fucking spider. Well, how do we shoot it? You do the legs
Yeah.
and it automatically just connects in your brain, how big
Yeah.
that fucking spider, like when the bird falls,
yeah.
like the bird grabs it and it's like, that spider looks little, and then it falls, but it falls on the spider and you see like the legs like creeping out, and it's like, okay, now I have a visual representation of how big this motherfucker is.
Yeah, they really missed the mark on not making that a bigger spider.
I mean, any larger,
But
and I think it would have
this
been more
movie,
comical.
right, I agree, or terrifying, supposing they did it right. But like, I think that they played this movie right because everything was possible. As far as we know, like there might be some biologist that's like, no, the spider couldn't mate with this spider, whatever.
Right.
But like, in theory, everything in this movie is very possible.
Right. They blocked themselves into a nice compartment. And I think one thing that I was really noticing is like in the 80s and 70s, you had a million of these slugs, frogs, ticks,
Yeah.
mosquitoes. You have like just a million of these like creepy crawly movies where it's in fucking possible, like killer slugs. You fucking kidding me? I mean, it's a great movie, but fucking kidding me? You have like frogs. How the fuck are the frogs killing you?
Yeah.
It's just like, well, there's alligators too,
They kick the shit out of you.
Right.
But yeah, everything in this movie was in the realm of possibility. Like,
done
even
way better too.
Even though I would have liked to have seen a larger spider at the end. Like, if you're gonna have a boss battle, it needs to be a good boss. Not that that one wasn't, but I would have liked to seen it bigger.
Right.
But even though they used it, and they used like a more reasonable, rational size spider, it added to the realness of the movie in general.
Right. especially those little motherfuckers that they were using, those little New Zealand
Mhm.
spiders they were using. Read that they're a species from New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
But the smaller the spiders
Did they
were,
all have to get passports
yeah.
before they came over here to act?
Well, he would have had to like checked it. So,
Yeah.
but those
No, they
little
gotta buy
spiders.
tickets. They're actors. They have to buy their own tickets.
No, you're importing an animal into the United States.
Those are actors. They're trained
okay.
actors.
Yeah.
Keep it up, motherfucker.
But those little spiders I found being more scary than the big one. The big one I could see coming.
Yeah,
But that
yeah.
little spider, and knowing that one bite and you're fucking dead, like in a heartbeat,
Yeah,
that
that
was way
scene
more scarier.
inside the old lady's house where the young dude with the glasses and Jeff Daniels is in
yeah.
there.
I'm
That was
scared to death.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was me too. We gotta get it though. Like that
Yeah.
whole scene was so intense. I was like, fucking bravo, dude.
Yeah,
But it's
perfect
still
horror.
shot all bright like a John Hughes movie. And that dude, that young doctor guy, looked like he grew up in a fucking John Hughes movie.
Right.
Like
Right.
it was, yeah. That aspect is just so funny to me. But
Yeah.
that scene was great. It was great. The spider, he was hitting his marks, he was like dancing and shit. He was like
Yeah.
going back and forth when he was, yeah.
It's like, I'm scared. Yeah. And like another thing I noticed is like there are a couple of theme music in this, but the music never pulled the like I have to be scared now, kind of like how Halloween
Yeah.
kind of like hands you intense moments.
Mhm.
Fucking once more, the whole idea of killer fucking spiders is intense, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that can stand alone on its own.
yeah, I think once more the acting, there was no cheesy acting from like people getting bit.
Yeah.
Everything from like the football player putting the helmet on,
Yeah.
I thought was great,
Mhm.
like plausible.
Yeah.
The lady, putting her hand up in the like that's how you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
It's just like you're gonna not realize,
Yeah.
one, there's are killer spiders, and even if they are killer spiders, it's like the popcorn.
Mhm.
You're just digging around popcorn, and like he's being quiet over there. Yeah, because he got bit by a spider and now he's dead.
Yeah.
In
Maybe
the
that's
movie.
what it was initially. It was supposed to be a comedy because it is shot like John Hughes. Maybe
Right.
initially on the first take or the first go around, it
They were
was
like,
going
"No,
to be
this
a
is
comedy.
scary movie. This is a scary movie. I
Yeah.
guarantee we sell more
Maybe
on the
they
scary movie."
accidentally made it a scarier movie than they anticipated
Right.
and then leaned into it with a couple reshoots.
Good.
Because I could see it being a comedy.
Arachnophobia, a thrillometer.
All right, let's move into the Holy Trinity.
All right.
This is your area of expertise.
Right. Oh, is it a killer or a thrill?
I
didn't know where you were. Okay. Yeah, it's a thrill.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's very clean.
Mhm.
There's no cheese in this fucking movie other than the Hallmark shit. So
Yeah.
cult classic. Yes.
We discussed that, yes.
Going to see it in the theater.
I don't know if I want to do that to myself.
Yeah, it looks nice on TV. I mean, I've always said that, like, it just feels like a VHS movie.
It is.
Yeah. Small screen.
Yeah. Even when I played it, the opening scene of them getting out of the car, I was like, this shit is out of focus like a motherfucker. Like it was not shot. Like somebody bumped the camera and it took a second to like get it in there.
Right.
Focused.
Right.
But, yeah.
And that girl throws the baseball completely in the wrong direction.
Yeah,
but all right, Jacob. Gonna star it. What you giving it?
Man, that's a tough one. I think I will give it. I feel like 4 is fair.
4 is fair. I'm gonna give it 4.5.
Yeah,
it's good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It does. It's got that like kind of like
it's an odd movie.
Yeah, it's an odd movie.
It's an odd movie.
Yeah. Hallmark horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arachnophobia.
Arachnophobia.